of that kill, we are base 40 melee. Fantastic. Been killing chaos druids because I used up a ton of law runes over the course of the past couple quests. Want to make sure that I could replenish that a little bit. And now we're base 40 attack, strength, and defense. Gonna go back to questing now, and just happy to be able to use rune if I get it. Hello everybody, and welcome back. Our first quest of the day brings us to the southwest of Ardoin, into the Tree Gnome Maze, where we are going to speak to the King of the Gnomes, King Bolrin. King says that there is a massive problem happening right now. Specifically, one of the 3 orbs that protects the Tree Gnome village has been stolen by the Khazard troops. They're stationed just to the north of the Tree Gnome village, and he asks for our help retrieving the orbs. Never want to say no to a terrible idea. We head to the north and speak to Commander Montai. Commander Montai needs a handful of logs to repair their defenses, which we just happen to have on us. And he lets us know that there are 3 trackers currently geolocating where to shoot the ballistae into the Khazard defenses. However, these trackers have not returned for whatever reason, and he needs us to go find them. We head a little bit to the north and find the first tracker staked out behind one of the Khazard buildings. We talk to him and he gives us our first coordinate for the ballista. The second tracker is being held in a small Khazard prison just to the east of the first tracker. Talking to him while the guard is just standing next to us nets us the second tracker coordinate. The third coordinate is held by the third tracker gnome, who is to the west of the entire battlefield, and he's not exactly doing okay, which is to say he's lost his goddamn mind. Now that's fine, we can put 2 and 2 together. So we make our way back to the ballistae, enter in the coordinates that we learned, and fire it into the Khazard defenses, shattering a wall downrange. Now that we have sufficiently Kool-Aid manned our way into this building, we run past the first line of defense, head up onto the second floor, and murder a man guarding a chest. Inside of the chest, we find the orb that was stolen from the Tree Gnome village. With that in hand, we return back, speak to King Bolrin, and everything's fine, right? Wrong. Nothing is fine. As a matter of fact, while we were gone, the other 2 orbs that protect the Tree Gnome village were stolen by a different faction of Khazard troops. Well, that's obviously not our problem, right? Oh, it is. Okay, in that case, we're gonna do some murder. Fantastic, consider that man dead. And we retrieve our 2 orbs from the Khazard warlord, and once again return to King Bolrin, who is going to celebrate our success with a nice little tree dance. Once the tree is done dancing, we are rewarded with our quest rewards, which is 2 quest points, 11,145 attack experience, spirit tree access, and a gnome amulet. The biggest important thing here is the access to the Spirit Tree network. This is going to be a really good way for us to get around pay-to-play worlds, and it should just save us a lot of time in general. Our next quest of the day is another very important quest for moving around the pay-to-play world, and that is the Grand Tree. It takes us to the northwest of Ardoin, just to the west of Waterfall Quest, if you remember that, into the Tree Gnome stronghold. There we will find another king of the gnomes, I guess, King Narnod Shireen. King Shireen is very quick to trust us, and he brings us underground into the Grand Tree, letting us know that something's not right. The tree is starting to die. He doesn't know why, and neither does anybody else. However, he wants us to figure it out. He thinks the best bet for the Tree Gnome stronghold is for us to talk to another gnome named Hazelmere. He gives us a translation book and a bark sample from the Grand Tree and says, go talk to Hazelmere. He'll figure it out. So, We meander our way to a tiny island to the east of Yanil that is covered in poisonous frickin' spiders. And there we find Hazelmere. I'm honestly not sure how he got here with all the spiders, but we're not going to worry about that. Talking to Hazelmere, we give him the bark sample, and he gives us something back. A lot of words that don't make any sense whatsoever. However, good thing for us, we have a translation book, also known as Quest Helper. So now that we've been imparted with Hazelmere's knowledge, we're going to return to King Naranode in the Grand Tree and let him know that something's not right. Somebody went to Hazelmere with the King's seal. Hazelmere gave that man some Draconia rocks, but the Draconia rocks killed the Grand Tree. Something's not right. There's some subversion going on here. How did somebody get the King's seal if their goal is to kill the tree? Well, that's a darn good question. We don't have a darn good answer. However, King Naranode lets us know that Glow, one of the guards of the Tree Gnome Stronghold, has captured a human named Charlie, who's being held at the top of the Grand Tree. We head to the top of the Grand Tree and talk to Charlie, who tells us that he was retrieving Draconia rocks on the orders of Glow. He had been doing it for quite a while, and then for whatever reason, this time Glow decided to throw him in prison. A bit strange, I do think. So in completely normal adventurer fashion, we're gonna go raid Glow's house. We pilfer his cupboard and find his journal, in which he admits to being kind of a dickhead. When we confront Glow about this, he throws us in jail too. I didn't see that coming. But King Naranode quickly lets us out and tells us to flee on the nearby gnome glider, which takes us to Karamja. Near where we touched down in Karamja, there's a shipyard that Charlie told us was a part of Glow's scheme. We head over there, provide the password to the gatekeeper, and we're allowed in. We quickly scout out the most important person in the room and find the foreman, who upon talking to him tells us that we need to go somewhere a little bit more private to have this conversation. We ask about Glow and Glow's plans, and he interrogates us about Glow and Glow's family. And once we've proven that we know enough about Glow, the foreman tells us that Glow has this master plan to pit the gnomes against the humans, eventually resulting in gnomes taking over all of Gielinor. Now, obviously, we can't let this happen. We're not a gnome. So we head back to the Tree Gnome Stronghold via that spirit tree network we just unlocked. We're going to talk to Charlie again, and he's going to tell us that we should probably talk to Anita, Glow's girlfriend, to try to figure out what the hell he's up to. She is up in the northwest corner of the Tree Gnome Stronghold, and upon talking to her, she gives us a key to the chest in Glow's house. Thanks, Anita. Good job. We go to Glow's house, raid the chest, and find a bunch of notes detailing his plan to seize control of Gielinor. Obviously, this is pretty damning evidence, so we take it back to the king, who still doesn't believe us. He does, however, tell us all they found in the entire search of the house were 4 bundles of sticks. Not particularly harmful. However, he gives them to us. We head back to Glow's house, and at the very top of his house, we spell out Tuzo, which translates to open. This pops open a sealed trapdoor just behind us, which we jump down and enter a cutscene. Glow is very angry at us. Obviously, we're trying to thwart his plans. Fortunately, we're stronger than Glow. However, I don't know if we're stronger than that black demon over there. Alright, we are stronger than that black demon over there. Where we found ourselves is in a tunnel that connects to the bottom part of the Grand Tree. This is where Glow has been using the Draconia rocks to sabotage the tree's health. When we talk to the king again and tell him that we were almost murdered, he still doesn't believe us. However, this time at least he sends a frickin' guard to verify what we said, finds out it's true, and asks us to find the Draconia rock. We quickly poke all of the roots in the bottom of the tree, find the Draconia rock, and return it to the king, which completes the quest. Our reward is 5 quest points, 18,400 attack experience, 7,900 agility experience, 2,150 magic experience, and access to the gnome glider network. Now we have access to the full movement network of the gnomes, which will help immensely as we move around the map. Okay, that'll probably do for a while. So for quite literally no reason whatsoever, I'm going to go safe spot fire giants because I want to level my magic. It is an invaluable tool for us as a ultimate. It is one of our best ways to deal damage and will be forever. So we bought a whole bunch of runes. I'm going to stand right here for a long time, get some prayer levels, burn up all of these runes. Hopefully we can get some rune simi drops, hopefully we can get some rune arrow drops, and hopefully, I didn't run the math at all, but hopefully we can get to or close to 55 mage for high elk. We're currently 44, so it's going to be quite a ways away, but fingers crossed. Let's go. We have our first rune simi drop on the account. That is going to be a beautiful upgrade. Oh my gosh, look at that. Plus 38 melee strength and plus 46 slash bonus on that. That's incredible. Let's go. Still in the same chat box. It's been 20 minutes. It's been 20 minutes and I got a second rune simi. Let's go. We are holding this one until we have high elk. I refuse to low elk a rune scimitar. I am better than that. Another rune scimitar. Let's go. 3 in one day. Incredible. And there it is, 55 magic. That allows us to cast high alchemy, which is fantastic. We do not have any freaking nature runes, so we're going to solve that problem next. However, we have gotten 3 rune simis and the fire battle staff, so incredible upgrades out of this grind. Still have over 1,000 casts left as well, which is fantastic, and we should be good to go. So I'm going to go make my way to East Ardoin, and I'm going to get me some nature runes. All right, that's probably enough nature runes. Get me out of here. Okay. We'll get back to questing with the least confusing quest you've ever done in your life. Our next quest of the day is The Feud, which we start in Al Kharid by speaking to Ali Morrisane. Ali is a seller and he tells us that he needs help. He needs someone to find his nephew Ali, who lives in a small town southeast of Al Kharid called Polnivich. We agree because of course we do. Buy a fake beard and a headpiece from Ali before we leave. And then we head through the Shantae Pass and ride a magic carpet to Polnivich. Now, we don't really know where to start, and we're also playing RuneScape. So we're gonna head to the bar and grab a couple beers, find the nearest drunkard, and force feed him alcohol until he tells us what we want to know. Fortunately for us, we have the very conveniently placed Drunken Ali. Force feeding him a couple of beers, we get approximately no information, but we do learn that the Menophites and the bandits are feuding over the city of Polnivich. Now, it's not really our problem, but we are going to get in the middle of it. Talking to one of the Menophite thugs, we learned that they are crossed by the bandits. The bandits took a camel for them and never paid them back. All right, fair enough. So a camel will square them away. We talk to the bandits and get the same story. They also lost a camel to the Menophites, and getting a camel from the Menophites would square them away. All right, fair enough. That seems pretty easy. So we go to the discount camel store and we buy a couple camels. Kind of. We actually get 2 receipts for 2 different camels. Seems good enough. We take 1 receipt to the Menophites, who are not happy with a discount camel and actually are more angry now than they were before. Oops. It'll be fine. So we go to the bandits and give them their receipt and get the exact same response. Should have seen that one coming, yeah? All right, instead of being in the middle of it, we'll just be on one side of it. We're gonna go talk to Ollie, the operator, who's going to allow us to join the Menophites. Ollie, however, needs us to prove that we are valuable to him. So he needs us to steal from some villagers. Our first task is to just pickpocket from a villager. Nice, easy, done. Now the villagers are wary of us. So we need to utilize a small child, a street urchin, to distract one of the people so that we can pickpocket them again. Now Now that we've done that, they're wary of both us and of the street urchins, so this time we'll just use brute force. Ollie the operator gives us a blackjack. We lure a man out of the city by about 4 meters, and we hit him over the head and steal all of his earthly possessions. With that done, Ollie trusts us, and he needs us to steal Ollie the mayor's wife's jewels from their massive villa in Polnivich. All right, easy enough for a stealth expert like ourselves. We pop on our desert disguise, hide behind a cactus to allow the mayor to leave, and then sneak into his home all stealthy-like. Once inside, we find a note that gives us a hint to the password to the safe. The hint is 11235, which for all the math nerds in the crowd, you'll recognize as the first couple numbers of the Fibonacci sequence. Well, I'm sure it's just that easy, so we head to the safe and type 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, and 8, and at this point the safe pops open. We could have gone to 13 or 21, you know, forever. However, we didn't have to. Inside we find the mayor's family jewels. We take these back to Ollie the operator, who tells us that we need to find a traitor within the Menophites. Well, that sounds really hard. There are a lot of people here. We talk to a Menophite thug nearby, and he lets us know that he knows who the traitor is. It's traitorous Ollie. Of fucking course it is. We tell that to Ollie the operator, and Ollie the operator wants this motherfucker dead. So, what's the most logical thing we can do? Poison his drink. God forbid we just hit him with the sword we're carrying around. All right, whatever. So we need poison. And who can make poison in Polnivich? Ollie the hag. When we talk to her, she lets us know that she will make poison for us, but we need to get her a snake first. We go around the back of the pub and put some coins in the basket of the snake charmer, who lets us know that he's very thankful and he will teach us how to catch snakes for ourselves. He gives us a snake charm and a snake basket, which we use to steal one of the local snakes and deliver it to Ollie the hag. Well, apparently that wasn't enough to actually make poison. She also needs some red-hot fresh camel dung. Fantastic, my favorite. Now, how are we gonna make a camel in this place shit? Well, we talked to Ollie the kebab seller, who lets us know that his spiciest hot sauce could make a camel defecate like nobody else. Alrighty then, what a claim to fame. We buy some of that from him after a little bit of convincing, use it on one of the camel's troughs, and after they eat, they immediately take the world's massivest dump. Scoop that up in a bucket and return it to Ollie the hag, who makes us the poison. Poison in one hand and ego in the other, we return to the bar and put the poison in traitorous Ollie's drink. We return to Ollie the operator and let him know that traitorous Ollie will die, and he wants us to talk to the Menophite leader. When we do, we realize the Menophite leader is a little insane, and he's trying to take over the world. Well, we obviously can't let that happen. We live here. The Menophite leader isn't particularly happy with our descent and summons a tough guy to beat the crap out of us. We'll kill that man by safe spotting him very quickly. And everything's fine now, right? We talked to one of the villagers who lets us know that we upset the balance of Polnivich. Now the bandits are too powerful. All right, fantastic. We go talk to the bandit leader, who is equally as insane, summons a bandit champion to try to kill us, and we safe spot and murder him as well. All right, the villagers must be happy with us now, right? Nope. They hate us, as a matter of fact, and they want us to leave. However, we speak with Ollie the mayor, who's a little bit more grateful for helping us root out all of this corruption in his city, and he lets us know the location of Ali Morrissane's nephew. The last thing to do is to complete the quest. We return to Ollie Morrissane, who gives us our quest rewards. 1 quest point, 15,000 thieving experience, an oak blackjack, and a desert disguise. Alright, so I promise that these quest orders are not completely random. We did the feud because we need to be able to buy better runes without risking everything we have every single time to go to the mage arena. Doing the feud allows us to set up trade routes through Ali Morrissane, specifically with the Varrock rune shop. So we talk to the Varrock rune shop owner, then talk again to Ollie, And we find out that he has the runes. Kind of. He has the runes, but they're in boxes, and the boxes are locked. For the small box, we can just pick the lock we have high enough thieving. For the big box, we don't. And what that means for us is we need to do a Sudoku. Please, whatever you do, do not look at the timer in the bottom left of the screen to see how long it took me to do that Sudoku. Anyways, we have access to big runes now. We can buy Law, Cosmic, other types of runes from our boy Ali Morrisane, which will make our lives very easy going forward. And now it is time for our final quest of the day, which is Fishing Contest. This quest starts just to the north of Catherby, where we speak to our new dwarf friend, Vestry. Vestry is guarding the entrance to an underground pass that goes under White Wolf Mountain, which would be pretty useful for us because walking over it and getting hit in the face a bunch isn't all that fun. However, he won't let us in unless we do him a favor. The favor he wants is he wants us to win a fishing contest in the city of Hemminster, just to the west of Catherby. Well, that should be easy enough. We're pretty smart, so we know that we're going to need some red vine worms to catch the biggest, baddest, bestest fish. We get some of those from McGruber's Woods, and we head into the fishing contest, pay our piddly entry fee, and get to fishing. But we don't want the spot we got, and the spot we do want was given to a vampire, or at least he sure looks like one. I can't really tell. Now our solution to this is sabotage. We take some garlic and put it in the pipes right next to his fishing spot. The not-so-vampire vampire doesn't take kindly to this, and he shuffles off to a different fishing spot, trading with us. Using the red vineworm to fish in the spot where we just evicted this vampire from, we catch a giant carp. We bring that giant carp to Bonzo, and after waiting for a brief moment to see if anyone else caught anything bigger, we win! We get a fishing competition trophy, we take that back to Vestry, and he lets us know that we can now use the underground pass under White Wolf Mountain. Nice, quick, easy, and we're rewarded with 1 quest point, 2,437 fishing experience, and access to the White Wolf Mountain Tunnel. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.